Good morning from Jay's Geekhouse, at least for another 10 minutes, because it's 11:47, where I've once again slid the rug away from the door because of just how heavy this darn thing is. So this is the box for my Magic Chef portable dryer to match the Magic Chef portable washer that I picked up earlier to outfit this place with WD capabilities, even though it only has an actual hookup for a washer. So, first impressions are this thing is smaller than the washer. That's pretty nice, considering it actually has a higher cubic footage inside the machine. I wonder how, well, maybe there's less stuff, or I don't know. Well, we haven't even gotten it out of the box yet, darn it. I wanted to show this, though. I wanted to show the box in its current state as a quicko flick. Yeah, probably not the best thing to be kicking off the year with after that lovely intro the other day. I wanted to show the box, though, as a quicko flick, just to show you folks, you know, a lot of people say nasty stuff about Walmart, and Walmart does some, bizarre labor practices and crap like that. I think Walmart would be in better shape if they took a few lessons from Costco, actually, in terms of how they run their business. But how they run their business is their business. Now, one thing I have to give them credit for is, this is twice in a row now, appliances that I've ordered from their website have come double boxed. And I mentioned the last time that the portable washer was double boxed. And this is exactly what I'm talking about here. So you got the straps down there from when I took the straps off the main box, and now I got to take another set of straps off to get at the secondary box, and then there's whatever's in there for packaging, and then there's the appliance. This is one of the things that the man 7431, I gotta watch more videos on his channel. But this is one of the things that the man who did that walkthrough of the Magic Chef portable washer, he talked about how Walmart double boxes their bulk items like this. And all I gotta say is, to appliance stores or appliance depots or whatever that ship appliances, take note. Yeah, this time around, it doesn't look like there's any extra packaging. Last time there were cardboard inserts, but at least they put another box on there, so it's another layer of relatively thick cardboard for the journey on whatever trucks this thing was rolled onto. I can't imagine it was tossed around very much, unless FedEx has hulks for their loading up their trucks. There must be some real serious Superman type folks doing that if that's the case. But yeah, I just wanted to show how these appliances are double boxed. I really appreciate Walmart.com doing this, and I think that other folks trying to sell this sort of stuff online should take a hint that, yeah, you know, these big devices, people don't want to be sending big devices back and forth, so it's best that they arrive properly the first time. So just an example of the double boxing. I don't buy a lot of stuff from Walmart.com, but I might have to reconsider that. I'm usually more of a Newegg type person. But major appliances, I think the price was right. This is actually left over from a holiday sale of theirs. But I just wanted to show, check out, double boxed, very impressed. Now we can get this thing out of the box and start hooking it up. And here it is in action, drying some bed sheets. It's an interesting little device. I mean, when you grow up with 240 volt dryers, the idea of a 120 volt portable is definitely something else altogether. It's plugged into the wall right over there by the vanity. I have the setup basically so that the point that I'm most concerned about, which is the plastic piece where it comes out of the dryer, is someplace where it's not near any combustibles. So I'm probably going to have this awkward setup whenever I run this thing and then just turn it back against the wall or something along those lines. But I have to do the same thing with the portable washer anyways because of how the electric setup is here. I basically have to plug and unplug every single time and turn the water on and off every single time. Helps keep things nice and safe. So this thing will get plugged and unplugged and the hose will be shot out the window every single time when I go to use this dryer. Now going from 240 volt down to 120 volt takes some adjustments. If we get down here, we can take a look at what's on this dial. And yes, kudos to the person that pointed it out. I was going to say a few things about a device that says Magic Chef on it not being used to cook stuff, although you could technically say it, this is kind of cooking these bed sheets. So this is the Magic Chef. We've got a little timer dial here Now the green section is for air dry, so it basically just tumbles all your delicates and stuff like that. And the other one fires up the heating elements, which brings this sucker up to about 12 amps. It passes 15 amps when it's first starting up the heating elements. I put an amp meter on it when I was testing it out to make sure I wouldn't blow the breaker. So you want to have at least 20 amp service wherever you plug this in, which means I best run this in the bathroom because there's 20 amp service just to the bathroom to handle somebody's hair dryer. So it's got a nice little spin dial thing right here. There's sensor dry, which turns the sensors on, which I have turned on. It checks the humidity and cuts the heating elements after X amount of time. If it's adequately dry, you can just tumble the rest of the way. There's eco mode, which spins everything for almost 2 hours and then puts on some heat afterwards. Now, the reason why it's called eco mode is because if you hook up an amp meter to this thing, just tumbling only draws an amp. It's only when you start using the heating elements that you shoot up to at least 12 amps, over 15 when it's first getting going. So, yeah. It may be called portable, but that's why there's a big warning sticker on the power cord that says don't put this on the same circuit as other appliances. So obviously here, what we have to do is put it on... I just basically have it in the ground fault interrupts, which is set up for someone's hair dryer. If you have an 1875 watt hair dryer, when that sucker's in high mode, that thing's drawing 15 amps all by itself. So that blows your circuit breaker on 15 amp service. So that's really the only catch. You got to plug the thing in where there's at least 20 amp service available and nothing else can be running on the circuit. Fortunately, all I have is whatever CF bulbs are in that boob light. If I start getting nervous, I can just shut them off and run the dryer in the dark. I did, however, vent this thing because not venting it is stupid. There's people out there that are like, well, all that comes out is hot air. Yeah, it's hot air, but it's hot, moist air. If I did this long enough, I'd probably fog the camera up. And you can see a little bit of lint made it out when I first fired it up. Lint is your biggest concern, of course, with these things because lint is combustible, highly combustible. Matter of fact, hack job home fire starters recommend using lint as kindling for things like wood stoves and stuff like that because of how flammable it is. Because I know a few things about fire safety, though, that is why I went with an all-metal duct instead of the horrible aluminum foil garbage that isn't really metal. There's plenty of YouTube videos that showcase how that foil stuff just ignites because there's paper underneath the metallic paint that these manufacturers call foil. Why that stuff hasn't been banned yet, I have no freaking clue. Either way, it's got a little bit of noise, a little bit of rattliness to it because the floor's not even. I could adjust the feet on the bottom to make it a little more even, but considering this probably is never going to be in the same position twice because I'm moving it and setting it up and then tearing it down when I'm done with the week's laundry, I don't anticipate this thing really ever being perfect in terms of its setup. So that's really it about the new dryer. It takes some adjusting. And the thing, too, here is that with 240 volts back at the old place, it would be an hour and 15 minutes tops to dry a full load of clothes, or 75 minutes. The dial on this thing goes all the way up to 200 minutes. So do 6, 12, 18, almost 4 hours to dry one load. That's the difference between 120 volts and 240 volts, apparently. Essentially what this so-called dryer is, it's a space heater. It's rated for 1400 watts at 12 amps. So this thing is basically a space heater that dries clothes. So that's really it. Other than that, it's a dryer. It's just rather small for one. I could probably sit on the thing if I really wanted to, but I don't want to void my warranty or anything with how fat I am. Now, the worst part about all this, it was nicely packed, but now we gotta slice up the box and tie it up and put it out as a bundle of cardboard for the recycling tomorrow. This is about half the clutter in the main hallway. Of course, we got the other stuff over there. Also replaced the toilet seat from the last tenant. I gotta find out if that's burnable waste because it's wood and if I can put a trash sticker on that as well. We'll get this place cleaned out once we get all the extra styrofoam out of here. May have to make a run for some more garbage stickers, though, to throw out some of this styrofoam, but we'll see what happens. So that's that with this whole dryer setup. Yay, still going in there. Alright, let's wrap this up here. Till next time, this is MultimediaJay signing off. Thanks for stopping by.